I mean, well, my favorite poison is Karak Chai. And on that
Right.
note, Arjun, welcome to the Karak Chat
Thank
podcast.
you. Thank you. Thank you
Uh,
so much. Thank you,
I
guys.
Yes.
mean, we always start with Vishal's favorite question, and I think
Yes.
I'll let him take the stage.
Yes. So, Mr. Raju,
Yeah.
how are you feeling today?
Great. Feeling great. Happy to see you all.
Oh, amazing. And does this great feeling come from seeing us, or is it something else?
It's just a weekend.
It's just a weekend. Amazing.
Obviously.
Amazing. Speaking of weekend, must be a very busy season for you guys as well.
No, not really. I got a couple of plans today, but
Yeah.
priority is always for you guys.
All
Just
right.
wanted to
That's
chat today,
beautiful.
and always up for
Yeah.
that.
I mean, do you want to give our audience a bit of background about what Arjun does? This way, or
Yes,
you get to do that?
so Aju
Yeah.
over here, he is a very talented HR. Uh, should I call you HR? Is that
Call anything.
or talent?
You can call
All right,
anything.
okay. I would go with HR and
Chat is a regular term that we
yeah,
use.
regular term, and I think everyone would understand that.
Yeah.
So very talented, and in fact, something that is very interesting about today is that I came to Dubai because Aju was the person who interviewed me 4 years back. So definitely talented HRs hire very talented people.
Hmm.
So you can.
You want to?
Arjun, like,
So
how many candidates that know that you had to choose him in the end?
That's a very
Uh,
interesting question. I think we had about three or four options,
yeah.
but out of which I'm sure that Vishal was one of the top one that I
Mm,
had to pick, and I was playing a game with him.
yeah.
So it was a final interview. So I finished technical and everything with
Yeah.
him, and I scheduled an interview with him.
Yeah.
So he didn't turn up. I mean, he didn't attend the interview at that time. Like I
Okay.
was on the Zoom call,
Yeah.
and he didn't show up. I was like calling him, he didn't pick the
Yeah.
call. Then suddenly I got a call from back in India
Yeah.
and saying that, bro, I'm really sorry. I wanted to take the interview. I was stuck in a meeting. He was just apologizing
Yeah.
like throughout the meeting, and he was like, I will get home in 20 minutes. I was like, by the time my manager won't be here,
Yeah.
then he ran back to the office and he got into the office meeting room,
Yeah.
then took the interview.
yeah,
So that was something that I want to appreciate
that
him.
that was a
Yeah.
very tricky situation. So I had to go back. It was not an office meeting room. It was a common area, by the way. So like I clearly remember that day because there were other people sitting there as well
Mm.
from the
Yeah,
same office,
yeah.
from the same organization, and I'm sitting in another table, and I'm just trying to whisper, not raise my voice, and my voice anyways is so loud, and trying to do that, and people definitely knew that day that I'm giving some kind of interview,
Mm.
but I had to take that risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The very next day is so my trick with most of the candidates. This is a trick I shouldn't be talking about
Yeah.
it, but I usually go about convincing the candidates to take the offer
Mm-hmm.
by saying, I do have a potential candidate in the pipeline.
Yeah.
So if you don't get back to me by this time, you probably lose the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So you are in a situations to take a call with your next career opportunity.
Yeah.
So you need to take that call in short time. So I would always push the candidates to an edge where they have to choose, because I also don't have time to
Yeah.
close, because we are also running out of time to close the position.
Mm-hmm.
It's a business need.
Yeah.
So we cannot give the luxury of you choosing multiple offers and choose, okay, which is the best one, and get back to me with, sorry, bro, I had another offer. So to reduce that,
Yeah.
we'll push you to an edge where you get a limited time to decide whether you're going to go with this offer or not.
Does this I completely understand with the time situation where if a candidate takes longer time to agree to a particular decision,
Yes.
like, right, so if you say that they're going to come after 10 days,
Mm.
and then they're going to say no, eventually you are losing 10 days because of that candidate, so you'll definitely come and ask them, can you get back to us in 2 days or one day?
Yes.
I'll give you 24 hours.
Yes.
But other than time, is there anything else also you are at loss?
Of course,
Okay.
any candidate that we bring in, it's not just come from anywhere. It's a it's an effort that we are putting in sourcing, screening. Just not you. There are thousands of applications that we are receiving for one job applications,
Right.
out of which we have to put filtration process to find out which is the right fit for the profile. We are not seeing you. Even before seeing you, we'll have to sit and identify the right one. The choice that we are making is purely based on the CV.
Yeah.
If you don't write your CV well, even though you're good at your job, you might lose the opportunity. So I always tell the people, write your CV properly so that it's the key to open a door. If you're not making the key right, you will not get door open.
Yeah.
So if you that's where you need to put more effort. So the time is not just the effort here. It's also the teamwork that we are putting towards a person. We are not only involved here. Hiring managers are involved. Test is involved. Your time, our time. So going through entire process.
And I guess sometimes you might also refer to an external agency as well, recruiting. So there also money is also involved.
Yes.
Right.
External agencies, from my work experience, I worked in agency. To be honest, my career started in agency, but it's completely different working in an agency, working in a company recruitment team. I mean, for your own company recruitment team is completely different because here you have more power, you have more control. But agency, you don't have control. You are just working for an agency and you're just sending profiles to them. You're not even involved in any interview process. You're just screening them.
Right.
Okay.
So your exposure to the entire recruitment process is very limited. So when you comes to the team recruitment for a corporate company or your own company, you need to consider yourself, you are the owner of the company. So choosing a candidate will always, you need to keep in your back of mind, am I choosing the right person?
Yeah.
This person is going to make a change in the company. Because I don't want to close a position, just closing a position. My pressure is not to close number of position. Where in agencies, you have target to close position. You don't care about candidates quality, you don't care about what clients want, you just care about the number. But when it comes to working in an organization, you care about the people that you bring because you're going to see them every day.
So, I mean, you spoke about thousands of applications and time and everything. And, especially in Dubai, whenever I see a job post on LinkedIn, I'll see 1,000 applications, 2,000 applications.
Yes.
And just out of curiosity, I put Canada once and I'm seeing similar job positions, 10 applications, 20 applications. So when it comes to you screening, how do you manage all those applications? Like, do you have a system? Do you have a process?
Yes. I mean, every company has its own processes,
Yeah.
by the way. I mean, I cannot say that every company works in the similar structure that I work. So we have keyword strategies like Boolean searches that we put. So every job description that we write, we have main skill sets.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So, for example, if an SEO or SEM person that comes, there are certain key skills which has to be there in their profile. So we take the most, relevant keywords. That is something that should be there.
Yeah.
List down this. We also discuss with hiring managers to confirm the skill set that you really needed, because we might not be the professional for each position because we might not have the core knowledge, but we should have the top knowledge about every position that we are working, because you get questions from candidates. You need to have the basic knowledge of everything. So you list down the keywords, you put and, not, or keywords and see, okay, I want SEO, SEM in this position, search engine optimization. So when you write SEO, some people might not write SEO in their profile. They will be writing search engine optimization. You need to keep that keyword as completely, put it in double quotations, because there are different algorithms that linked. Most of the time we work on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn works in most of the relevancy based. The algorithm is based on the keyword that you put. You get relevancy on top of your search.
Got it. Okay.
So does that mean that even the candidates need to put in like the keywords related to their job experience on their profiles? Like when they are writing their job description on LinkedIn, and when they are selecting their skills, like the keywords have to be there.
Exactly.
Oh,
so if you wanted to get selected,
yes,
you first look into the job that you're applying.
Right.
Look at the job description.
Right.
You need to find out what are the main keywords there.
Right.
Go to your LinkedIn.
This is a hack.
Yeah. Go to your LinkedIn.
Right.
Edit the skill set. Edit whatever the areas that you have put responsibilities. Try to add more keywords. Always keywords. The keywords is what we look for. So I will be doing XYZ.
Yeah.
you just need to, I'm taking care of XYZ. You don't need to elaborate everything. We are not going to search with a bigger keyword. It's very minimal keyword. If you're able to keep that keyword constantly 2-3 times in your CV is going to come on top of the search.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, everyone listening, watching, if you're looking for a job, you know what to do now.
Yeah.
But, before we get into more of how the HR process works, like, I think I was looking through your LinkedIn, just stalking you, and I didn't know that you did engineering before. And a lot of people who have come on the podcast, Vishal also did engineering, shifted his career. You're doing that too. Like, why did you choose engineering first of all, and then how did you end up in HR?
I think you make joke in India. You throw a stone at a crowd, it'll fall on an engineer. That's what usually. That's what usually happens. I come from India. I come from south part of India, which is Kerala. By default, most of our families didn't had a choice of multiple divisions of education. Either you go for MBBS, which is the medicine, or you go for engineering.
Yeah.
So for me, either of them is not my forte.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was not a kid that is very good at education. I was an average student. I'm not bad and I'm not very good as an average student. I pass all the subjects.
Okay.
But engineering or medicine is not something that I was interested in. I was more of like a creative person. I like colors. I don't know what I want to do after my, plus 2, which is 12th grade.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what I have to do.
Okay.
Then there's only 2 choices. You make it.
Yeah.
Medicine for sure, no.
Yeah.
So engineering. So I was researching on engineering, what to take. Then I thought, okay, mechanical. That's where the boys gang, everyone will be there.
Yes.
So
Mechanical and civil.
mechanical
I'm
and
from
civil.
civil engineering.
Because that's where you get a lot of guys around.
Yeah.
And I was more with, because 12th is where you shift your, you get a change in your mindset. You get a change in your friend circle.
Yeah.
That's why going to college was something that I was always wanted to, but I need a gang of people with me.
Yeah.
So I wanted to take engineering and mechanical.
Okay.
Honestly, I tried appearing for the exam. There is an exam called entrance exam.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the states has.
Every state had their own exam.
Yes.
That. Now we have one common exam. It's called NEET.
Yeah. Similarly, every state had an exam. So where if you get a list number of ranks, for example, millions of people will be appearing for the exam.
Yeah.
And the seats will be like in thousands.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you get in thousands rank, you get a government fee. I mean, government will be taking care of your fee.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay a lot of
Got
fee.
it.
You just have to pay a partial
Okay.
amount. So everyone appears for it. Some people after 12, they study this exam and prepare for appearing this exam. They prepare it like 1 year, 2 years just to prepare for this exam.
Oh yes.
To get through this medicine seats or
Yeah.
engineering seats in a government college. They just waste their time. I'm
Yeah.
not saying wasting. I mean, a lot of people did that.
Yes.
I don't want to say it waste your time. But still, I did appear for the exam. My rank was like my phone number. Like, I didn't know how many numbers were there.
Yeah.
But still, I just appeared. And later, I had to go for a management quota.
Okay.
Not in Kerala.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know what a management quota is. So
Yes.
management quota is something where if you don't get a seat through rank, you basically pay for the seat and get
Okay.
it.
So every college has
Yeah.
50% or I don't know the ratio.
There is some ratio.
Yeah, there is some ratio. 40% will be management quota. Management can charge any amount
For that seat.
for that seat.
Yeah.
The rest of the seats will be filled through this exam
Yeah.
ranking. So they cannot do anything.
And there are different fees for different students,
Yeah.
or okay.
There are different fees for different students, different streams,
Yeah.
And
computer science.
it also depends on when, like, how you book a flight ticket and a hotel.
Yes.
Like, if it's closer to the date and if it's closer to the vacation, the price will go
Yeah.
spike.
Exactly.
Same with the seats as well.
Exactly.
Like, if you plan it like accordingly 1 year before, like, we are going to the college and your parents plan it, like, they
Yeah.
are pretty much confident that, like, our kid is not going to get a seat, like,
Yeah,
he's not going to get a rank. So what you do is they reserve the seat 1 year before. For some, like, people, like, they don't get the rank and then they realize it, and like the college is going to like university college is going to start next year, and then they buy the seat like 1 month before, and like they pay a very hefty
Yeah.
amount. So it depends on how you when you
Wow.
apply for it also.
Yeah, we,
Yeah.
we as an
Yeah.
Indian kids, we have a lot of pressure in terms of education. I mean,
Engineering.
it's not just engineering. In every standard of education, whether it's your school level, college level, there is always a comparison about some guy from your family is good at education. So there is always a comparison. It's the pressure of education in at least in my community is it's a pride for the parents. Like the kid is going to X college or doing
Yeah.
this or doing this job. It's a
Yeah.
pride for them.
Yeah.
So the pressure is really high.
I think that's not just I think your community. I think that's just the Desi culture it is.
Yes, I think
Because
so. I think
even
so.
like coming from like Pakistani background, you'll see like doctors, engineers on top. Okay, and then you're like, okay, maybe accountants if they're in the audit industry only. And then it's like where you work says a lot about you and your family,
I
right?
kid you
Yeah.
not. There are places in South region. So when the guy is out for the marriage market,
Yeah.
you actually put your degree
Yeah.
certificates and
Oh,
all as a
yes.
highlight,
Yes.
even in the invitations.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes,
I have
yes.
seen
Even I have
actually,
seen that. Even for the parents as well.
even for the
Even for the parents.
parents.
So it's like the name of the guy,
Yeah.
and then it will be like MBA,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
PhD,
Yeah.
and everything, and then the name of the parent, doctor, PhD, dash, 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 everything.
What
Like,
are you putting in your bio?
I'm not putting anything. Maybe I might not even have an invite.
Are
I
you
don't know.
sure?
Yeah.
I bet your parents are.
Huh?
I bet your parents already have one
Oh,
made.
my parents are probably looking for somebody, but
Yeah, to answer your question,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so why engineering? So, I mean, I moved to engineering just because of the parents' pressure,
Mm-hmm.
and one another reason is I wanted to get away from my city.
Yeah.
It's not a city; it's basically a village. I come from a very
Got it.
village area,
Yeah.
and my education was completely with my own language. I speak Malayalam, so I
Yeah.
didn't had access to English or
Okay.
any other language that
Yeah.
I speak. Maybe until 19, 20 years of age of mine, I
Yeah.
didn't speak English. I don't know how to speak in English. Like
Okay.
I used to struggle even to stand up and introduce myself.
Yeah.
I went out from my comfort zone just to learn language to speak.
Yeah.
So I went out to a state called Tamil Nadu. It's the next state, but they don't speak the same language I do.
Okay.
But they have similarity in the language. What happened is I went there and I started going to the college.
Yeah.
The first day was like the professor started talking about Tamil. I mean, he didn't even talk anything in
Yes,
English.
Yeah.
yes.
I didn't know Tamil back then. So it's a
Okay.
different language. So I was like, where did I come? It's an entirely different language.
Yeah.
I need to learn this. So instead of picking English, I picked their language.
Okay.
I started reading,
Yeah.
speaking. So I picked their language. I became one of them. I feel like you learn language when you are in a situation where you don't have anything.
Yeah.
Like you have no choice.
Yeah.
You have to communicate.
Mhm.
So you will eventually learn it. But I still have this, what do you call, this back of my mind keeps saying, I need to learn English. I need to be better at English.
Yeah.
So I went to my professor, the English professor, and said, I'm very weak at English. I don't know how to communicate. I don't know how to introduce myself. I need to learn. Can you help me? So she's like, okay, great. The next thing she did was she put me into this MOC kind of role. I don't know if you're familiar with MOC. So when there is a college event or anything that happens, there are two guys, one girl and one guy, who gets on the mic and introduce the panel, talk about, oh, here comes next person.
Yeah.
So introducing the entire event. So they are not on the stage, but they are behind the stage.
Yeah.
So I'm not actually facing the crowd. I'm just reading the
Yeah.
script. So that way I started just picking it up. Like, she put me in a position where I had to speak.
Yeah.
So that was really wonderful experience, and I started continuing that, and I started going for presentations. In engineering, it's all about presentations,
right.
papers, and all.
Yes.
So that's way I started picking the language a bit.
Yes.
I'm still learning. I didn't had access initially because all my educations were in my own language. So you can understand the kids started their education completely away from English.
Yes.
I started thinking in my language and talk in English, so
Yeah.
which take time. It's different.
Yeah. Now, how is it right now? Even when you speak English, do you first think in your language and then speak in English?
Not right now. I think I started moving away from it right
Yeah.
now. I feel more confident.
What when you get angry? In which language do you get angry? Come on.
I still swear it.
Yes, right. That's how it is. Like even when I get angry, the only thing that comes to my head is my language.
Of course.
Yes.
You-
What about you, Zian?
Of course, yeah.
What about you?
I don't know, Zian.
Zian, yeah, a little bit different because he's been brought up
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Saudi and like.
I mean, honestly, I think it depends on my surrounding, to be honest. Because there was a time when I would do it in Arabic,
Oh,
and I had my Arab friends around me. And then,
that's
yeah,
nice.
and when I moved here, I had more of a
Desi
Desi friend. So that Urdu side came back.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's just the crowd I'm hanging out with at the
I
moment.
think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
At the moment right now, majority of my friends are just speaking English. Even if my Indian friends are, so just English comes out.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And
I
yeah.
think you're right. It's about the community that you're in. But for us, it's
Yeah.
been like majority of our life has been
Yeah.
spent
Yes,
over
yeah.
with Desi crowds. So
Yes, like with our parents and
Yes.
whatever society.
Yeah.
we live.
Yeah.
So we would think in first thinking is in our own language, and then we would go for English.
Great.
Yeah.
That's how engineering happens. 4 years
Yeah.
went just like that.
Yeah.
I had backlogs. I don't know whether you want to clarify backlogs.
So backlogs are something. So if you so we have in engineering, even in India, we have every year has 2 semesters. So for 4 years, we have 8 semesters. So in 8 semesters, we have 8 final exams. And every final exam, if we fail an exam, it's called a backlog. So now we write that exam in the next semester. So it becomes a backlog. So
In the next
that's
semester
how
with the new subject.
with the new subjects,
You
we have
proper-
to give the exam for the old subject as well, along with the new subjects.
You probably sit and write this exam. If you don't pass it in the next attempt also,
it goes to the next.
it goes to the next.
Yeah.
But you will be sitting with the juniors and writing this exam. So that's another thing.
Yeah.
So I had about 10 backlogs.
Wow.
But the thing,
Until your fourth year.
so I'll tell you the story. So
Yeah.
first year I got 2. I was super disappointed. My parents were super disappointed because first year itself we were getting 2,
Yeah.
which was maths
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
physics.
Maths,
So
okay.
obviously,
Yes.
then I moved that to next semester. I cleared that, but I got 2 new in second semester. So altogether,
Yeah.
throughout the semester, we can clear it. You know,
Yeah.
in between we clear it, but the final exam, 8th semester, if you don't clear everything in the 8th semester
Yeah.
exam, you get a second class degree. In
Okay.
your certificate, it will be written as second class degree. So you need to get first class degree. That's our aim in engineering.
Yeah.
So, man, we are writing about 56, 57 papers in 4 years. It's a different subject. Math itself, 6 maths.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the maths.
Yes.
So it's just not numbers. So 8th semester, I had 6 subjects
Yeah.
within the 8th semester and about 4 from different others. Like one from S2 semester 2.
4 backlogs.
Yeah, 4 logs. Four backlogs from different semester. I was like, I have no clue how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
This is the last do or die.
Yeah.
But I guess that's how engineering is. Like, at the end of the 8th semester, it teaches you how to be a survivor.
Mm.
Like in India, I'm talking about
Does-
Indian engineering.
Does it teach you also how to be an engineer or just to survive?
See,
It teaches you to be anything.
it
not
teaches you
just
to be anything. Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
you're right. It teaches you to be anything. People like, look, a class room has 60 students, right? Like normally a classroom has 60 students in Indian engineering, and out of that, at least you will find that, like, there are only 10 students who will be very serious about the course. Rest 50, I don't know, and the last 10, they clearly know that they do not belong here.
Yeah.
Right, but they're still here.
Yeah.
Right. So and the remaining 40,
Yeah.
they have no idea what they are doing there. Right, they're confused. That's all. So it's only the first 10 who become an engineer,
Yeah.
who pursue their higher degrees in
Yeah.
whatever MS, go to US and everything. The last 10 are us. We just find our way and everything because we know that we'll do anything except engineering.
Yeah.
Right? And the middle ones, these 40 ones, they still try to figure out and like, they explore and eventually like through the years they get a clarity. But that's how engineering life is. At the end of the day, it like, you become a survivor.
To be honest, our engineering college's education system is very tight. It's
Yeah.
not like how the college works here.
Yeah.
Right.
You have 8 or 7 subject on the same day you're going through. It's like you're going to an office 9 to 6. At least in the office you can take a break whenever you want. You can just go out. But in classrooms you can't. One teacher comes, take the class, and that comes, and you get for 10 minutes break in between. Then the next 2 subject goes on. So it's like school. I mean, even school here having like 4 or 5 hours, but engineering is like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, over here is I think very easy to the students here because of my engineering friends. Maybe out of 5 days, one of the days they'll have okay like 6 hour class. Two classes, 3 hours, but the rest they'll have like 1 hour long break, and then towards the end 1 class, and I'll see them complaining on that. But when I hear my cousins back home or my uncles who've done engineering, and they're like, "This is so easy for you guys."
Yes.
We suffer. We have to go from morning till the end,
Of course.
and it's a very different environment. And I think, like you said, it makes you a survivor, and it builds you that strength to like, okay, I can get by anything. Over here, I'll see those students. I mean, that it's very easy for them. They think that's the limit, but when they actually go into the job industry, it's a completely different game ball. Then.
Because you started struggling from your base itself.
Exactly.
From university itself, you're struggling
Yeah.
to have everything. Because I studied away from my family, and I was in a college hostel. So the hostel is another terrible thing. You learn everything there. You learned how to wash your clothes, how to clean your bathrooms, how to clean your own
How
rooms,
to smuggle stuff.
how to smuggle stuff. You become a survivor.
Yeah.
It feels like you are in a military camp, so you don't get chance to go out more often. You have to get an out pass from your warden, which is the hostel warden. You'll have to give an explanation how long you're going to go out, by what time you'll come back, what is the purpose you're going out, everything. And there are chances they'll not allow you to go out. They'll just reject. You're not allowed to go.
Okay.
So it's like that. So you come from a place where you don't have anything.
Yeah.
So you struggle everything. So when you move to the next level, you feel like, okay, I'm free now, you know?
So this is the engineering story, but then where did HR come from? Yeah,
that's the question. So after my education, so I was telling you, I still have the urge to learn English.
Yeah.
So I found out that the next city I need to move is where people are more diverse. The common language has to be English.
Yeah.
So the next city is the IT hub is Bangalore.
Okay.
Most of the people knows that Bangalore because it's well known for IT, not just Indians, for many other companies who is just putting their hub as developing center or tech center. So during the college itself, I got an offer. I was a web developer. I got hired as a web developer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mechanical engineer, hired as a web developer.
Wow.
So you just need engineer, you get hired in an IT company. That's how in an IT company in India. Okay. So you go to any IT company, you'll find every stream of engineering, including biomedical or whatever the streams.
Okay.
Like, you just need the tag of engineer there.
Right.
You're capable of copy pasting the codes in here and there. So
Nice.
that's how it works. So I know that from the beginning. I'm not good at coding. I'm not good at so I went for mechanical, and somebody convinced me to take computer science.
Yeah.
I went with fixed mind. I'm gonna go for mechanical.
Yeah.
And the guy who is there in the college who convinced me to take the computer science, saying that because that time there was a recession in 2007, there was a big recession, and nobody is taking computer science.
Yeah.
So he wanted to sell that seat to me because everyone was like, it's done. IT is done because it's big recession. People lost their job and everything. Companies starting down. He's like, you're not going to get passed out now. You will only pass out in 4 years. By the time IT industry will be bigger. So the point made sense to me because I'm not going right now.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I like computers also. I didn't know anything shit about computers. What I know about computer
Yeah.
is playing games. That's it.
Okay.
So I took that, and after that, I got an opportunity. I moved to Bangalore.
Yeah.
I joined the company, and it was terrible experience. And I wanted to get out from the office because I couldn't be there. I couldn't breathe.
Oh no, it's so terrible experience because of the job or because of the traffic in Bangalore?
Of course, both.
All right.
So I was like, be after college, you move to your next level of your mental stage. Like it's like you can do anything kind of
Yeah.
thing. So I just went there for a week or 10 days. And I absconded, not even telling them I resigned. I didn't go from next day. I changed my number. They tried to reach me. I changed my number. And I didn't submit any of my documents there because it was kind of
Now
probationary
they know
period.
where to find you after this podcast.
Because I don't even know they remember. I'm not sure they
Yeah.
exist. So I didn't had a job, and my parents were really happy because right after my college, I got a job, and they were talking about, oh, my son got job
Yeah.
in the
Right,
campus
right.
interview and blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
Yeah. So for parents, it doesn't matter if you get a job in your stream. You just get a job after engineering.
Yeah.
And for parents in India, it's a very big deal. Like, getting a job after
Yeah.
engineering, it's a very big deal. So
I understand.
yeah.
So quitting the job, the first job that you got was a bold decision, I would
Right.
say, because I don't have an income. And I had to mention this. I was not a spoiled kid like any other kid that I see in
Yeah.
Dubai. If my dad gives me, let's say 10 dirhams, I'm just saying 10 dirhams doesn't, just to let you know, the currencies in India is different.
Yeah.
So if I get a 10 dirham, he will ask me, where do you spend this money? He needs an explanation.
Right.
If he finds that I spend it for something that is stupid,
Yeah.
he will not let me sleep on
Right.
that day.
Right.
So I know the struggle of spending the money or getting the money from someone. So I didn't had an option to live in Bangalore. A city like Bangalore, you can't get enough any money that you get. Like it just goes off.
Yeah.
So I need to live. So my dad is like, no, I'm not gonna give you anything. Find out yourself. So the next I didn't had a job. Then my dad said, okay, you don't have a job. Try helping. His sisters had a business with some couple of shops where they sell
Yeah.
some goods like papers. It was like a stationery shop. And I stayed in the shop for almost 4 months as a shopkeeper just to earn and survive. I was doing that shopkeeper job from 9 to 9 in the night. So, and listen, what I did there was learned another language because Kannada.
Oh.
Because you're in
Yeah.
the shop and most of the people that comes in that area is from the locals.
Okay.
You don't have an option to speak only in English or Malayalam or Tamil. You have to learn their language.
Yeah.
I picked up that language. So it's like you move some other places. You
And do
need
your
to.
parents know about this?
Yes,
They know. They know this is happening. Okay.
They know this is happening, but I was not happy with that. I don't want to be a shopkeeper.
Yeah.
I don't want to stick on there. It was just a place where my parents told to stay with your aunt and help them. So it was just an help. It wasn't even a paid job. It was a help. Then I told my dad, I just need 2 months PG rent. PG is something that it's like a hostel where you can go and stay. I just need my 2 months PG rent. If I don't get it, you can call me back home and I'll try finding something there. But just give me 2 months rent. Somehow he gave that money. I stayed with a couple of my friends. College friends were there in Bangalore. And the second month, I was looking for a job. I went to all the BPO interviews. I stand in the queue. You know how interviews in India that works.
Right.
Interview drives in companies are like queues. Like you have to stand in the queues with your CV, and the interview drive happens throughout the day. You go to a group discussion first. After that, you'll have an individual session. After that, you'll have a aptitude test. After that, you have technical test. Then you'll have HR interview. It's like 4 or 5 rounds of interview. By the time you reach this group description, you will be out because you don't know how to talk in English. So then after that, I saw an ad where it says hiring for an IT recruiter.
Right.
I
Okay.
didn't say recruiter there.
Yeah.
I saw IT.
Yeah.
IT is something that I'm familiar with. I didn't know any shit about recruitment.
Yeah.
I don't know what is it. So I went for the interview, and the guy just needs someone who can work, fresher. It was a fresher job. It
Yeah,
was not.
right.
And he's like, I give you an opportunity, but I'll pay you this much amount. The amount is very little. I kid you not. I can't even cover my PG rent with that.
Yeah.
Right.
But I had to take it. There's no choice.
Mm.
Something is
Just
better
to give
than
a
nothing.
context, like Bangalore as
Yeah.
a city, the real estate over there is costlier than Dubai.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like that. So it is like the cost of living is very high in
Yeah.
Bangalore.
Yeah. So I had to, it's like something is better than nothing. So I took that job,
Yeah.
and all I have to do is he taught me how to do recruitment. It is like there is a portal which is called Naukri.com, which is like a local job
Yeah,
board here, Baith or some
Yeah.
other like Indeed and all. So in India, one of the biggest portal is Naukri.com and Monster.com. There are two websites. You go there, you put the skills of each position, job description, all the job that you're getting from companies like IBM, Google, Accenture, Infosys, big giants, they have clients. These companies give their requirements to many agencies in India because they can't fulfill their manpower only through their internal team because the volume of hiring is higher. So agencies survive in India because the volume of hire. So my job is to just source people through these platforms.
Yeah.
And give the shortlisted candidate. After sourcing, you speak to the candidate. Once you're convinced with experience, you have a set of questions that you ask. Once you're convinced, you process the CV in a format to client.
Okay.
Client will interview that person and let us know these many are shortlisted, these many are rejected. Shortlisted people will go to interview levels and they get an offer.
Yeah.
That is a closure for company.
Mm.
So agencies charge 8.33% of the annual pay, which is a 1 month salary of the candidate.
Right. Is this the same in Dubai as well?
See, Dubai it's higher because global standard
Yeah, but
for
the
recruitment
process
is
that
the same.
is the same.
It's the same.
Yeah, actually, it's quite informative for people over
Yeah.
here as well. Yeah.
The agency is charging the client, not the candidate.
Yeah.
So any agency is charging candidate, you need to be careful because agencies are paid from client, not from candidates. If anyone is trying to scam you, I'm just giving you a warning that it's not the right agencies that you need to go through.
Yeah.
Because agencies does not need money from candidate.
Yeah.
Because the candidate itself is a money generating form for agencies because they are getting money from client.
Right.
So the contract between client and agency will be if you close X position, you get 8.33 or whatever the percentage of annual CTC, annual compensation. So that's how it works. In Dubai, most of there are companies, agencies like they work 30% of annual salary
Wow.
as a commission.
Yeah.
One-time commission. So there are two models in agency,
Yeah.
contractual model and permanent model. So permanent is one-time closing where the employee will be under payroll of the client itself. You get 8.33% of that amount.
Got it.
But contractual is, I hired Vishal. Let's imagine that I run an agency and you are a client and you like Vishal as a candidate and you tell me that I am going to pay you 10,000 per month for this resource.
Got it. Okay.
And my interviews with Vishal will be for 7,000.
Mm.
Okay, I'll pay Vishal 7,000. You keep paying me every month 10,000. He'll be under my payroll but working at your location. So my income will be 3,000. My profit will be 3,000 every month.
Yeah.
Every month. It's not one single month until he works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That's like outsourcing.
Outsourcing. That's contractual work.
Yeah.
So for me, this role in the first couple of weeks itself, man, coming from engineering background, after struggling about 58 subject and project assignments and all, doing the sourcing is a piece of cake. Right. It's just nothing. It just doesn't feel like you're struggling to do anything. I find it really interesting also. I didn't find it boring.
Yeah.
Because it gives me a joy of speaking to candidate. One thing I need to mention is from that place, I became better at communicating with people because I'm not seeing the person, but I'm on the call. I have always an areas that I can always improve. I started building my confidence to speak on the call. Then it eventually started making it better for me. Then the guy started seeing that, the owner started seeing that I'm started closing positions
Yeah.
better than the people who was there
Hmm.
coming from a different education background. I was doing it better just only because when I get a position, a technical position, I know what is backend, I know what is front end, I know what is service, I know
Yeah.
because I come from 4 years of education
Yeah.
in engineering, so I'm not saying that I know entire coding or anything, but I know to differentiate
Yeah.
technologies.
Makes sense.
So it was better for me to even screen a candidate and ask questions.
Yeah.
So I was able to pick right candidate and get through.
Yeah.
And this guy is like, "How are you doing it?" Because these guys were not able to
Yeah.
do it. I was like, because I come from this background,
Yeah.
I think it's easy.
So that 4 years of education
Yeah.
actually came in hand.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I'm telling you, it came
Yeah.
in hand. Engineering,
Yeah.
that's how people complain about engineers. Engineers are in banks.
Yeah.
In banks.
Yes, they are. Yes.
In banks, sitting in the bank. I don't know what
When you talk
Yeah.
about the Indian job market,
Yeah.
engineers are almost everywhere.
everywhere.
Almost
Every
everywhere.
single
Yeah.
place.
Okay.
Engineers run chai shops.
Have you heard of Chetan Bhagat?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
writer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an engineer. And he's passed out from a very topmost college
Mm-hmm.
in India.
He's from IIT.
IIT.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an engineer. But he did his MBA after engineering.
Yeah.
And then he started his job in bank. so completely, like, when you look at the whole
Engineers are in
careers,
every
yeah,
field.
engineers
Engineers are in
yeah.
cricket teams.
Yeah.
Engineers are in football teams. Everywhere you'll find engineers. So this was a story that I just took this job as a survival job, and I started connecting myself, making it better, and I became better in many areas of myself.
Yeah.
And the next thing he did was after almost a year, he said, like, I'll give you a client.
Yeah.
Because I was working under a team.
Yeah.
Then he said, like, you will have your own team.
Got it.
I was not even an 1 year experienced employee, but he said, okay, because of you're doing this, I can put you through client communications, and so which gives me a better exposure to go to client place and meet the client, get the requirement, because I was able to get the requirement properly. I was able to ask the questions to client. Just because of engineering, not because of anything else. 4 years of shit, it made paid.
Yeah.
So it got paid off during that time. That's how the shift in from engineering to recruitment started happening, and I started enjoying it. To be honest, I started enjoying it. Every offer that I release, people calls me and say, "Thank you, because of you, we got this. Thank you for this." Because it's a joy that I'm getting.
Yeah.
So I started feeling like it's my own happiness. So when I brought Vishal here and I got an offer for him, it's a joy for me. Like it comes from
joy for me as well.
So you did that. You have a good stable job. You're getting paid. You got promoted. What was your parents' reaction?
They weren't happy,
Yeah.
to be honest.
They were not happy.
Because I was
Left
not
it. Yeah.
I was not earning well in that.
Oh, okay.
It was
Right,
not
right.
a high paid job.
Right,
Because
right.
I was an engineer.
Yeah.
And I got a job in my stream, and I quit that and working as a recruiter.
Right.
For them it's a downgrade. For me it's something that I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
That's the difference between how parents sees your job and how we
Right,
see
I
the
get
job.
you.
So you can't take a job just because of someone's pressure, because end of the day you're going to spend in a day 8 to 9 hours in workplace. If you're not happy in that place, if you're not happy about what you do, your rest of the life is gonna just creep on things. Because if you're not happy in a workplace, the rest of the hours you're going to talk about the place, how shitty is it.
Yes.
And you're not leaving talking about workplace.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're actually spending the whole life talking about work.
Yeah.
So I don't think I wanted to work in such environment. I want to stop at working at X time and focus on myself, my friends, my happiness. Go for parties.
Yeah.
Meet friends. Enjoy your time. Do anything that you make yourself happy. This is what I look for in any company that I join. So the company that I were in, I was so grateful for the person who got me this opportunity. I'm still grateful for him for giving me an opportunity to get inside, though I wasn't expecting to continue this career. But it happened to be one of the best choices that I made until now.
Okay.
I can talk about how I
Yeah.
landed at Dubai.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, moving on. Okay. So, different languages learned.
Yeah.
You got into a stream you like. You're enjoying life. Where does Dubai come in place now?
Interesting questions, Zian. It's again coming from the same place.
Yeah.
Why? I did engineering, as you all know, management quota. Obviously, shit amount of money you
Yeah.
paid. As you know, my parents will not pay the money. I had to take a bank
Definitely loan. Yeah,
So
got it.
it's
Yeah.
another thing from
Okay.
childhood.
Yeah.
You are bound to pay a loan.
Yeah.
Because that's how Indian students are grown up. Because you will have a debt before even coming out from university.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know that the loan or debt system for students was there in India.
Yeah, it's there. There's
Yeah.
there's something called as education loan.
So it's the same as the US one, like where there's so much student debt because they take loans to go to education.
I
I'm
don't
not
know
sure
about
about
see,
Okay.
there is definitely student loan in
Yeah.
US, but how education loan works in India.
Yeah.
So they won't charge you anything. It's your wish if you want to pay during your engineering.
Yeah, there's no
So
Okay.
once you
interest.
finish your course, and I think they will give you certain amount of
1
grace
year,
period also.
1 year, I think.
Yeah, 1 year. You have to get a job, and
Okay.
then you have to start paying off your loan. Yeah. So it's not during your engineering.
Okay.
And yeah.
During the course of engineering and after certain grace period, as Vishal mentioned,
Yeah.
you are not charged any amount. When I say charge, loans are interest,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're not charged any interest on the amount that you took, but you will have to pay back.
Hmm.
So the bank will start imposing the interest right after the grace period.
Okay.
It'll be a huge amount.
Yeah.
So monthly you will have to pay back. Obviously, you took a huge amount. With the income that I'm getting in Bangalore, I'm not able to fulfill my PG rent and
Yeah.
eat myself well.
Yeah.
So how am I going to do this? So here comes eye-opening things, and it was a bold decision as well. So I got a client called. It's a company which works in the software industry.
Hmm.
So they got Emirates as a client for one of their division's project. So they
Got it.
wanted like 10 Angular developers, 5 UX developers. So they wanted a batch of entire project unit.
Yeah.
So the client is mine, and I supposed to recruit people from India to Dubai. The job location for people is India to Dubai.
Got it. Yeah.
And the salary is in AED.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware about any currency except Indian currency.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm only in India and
Right.
I'm not looking anything outside.
Yeah.
I wasn't exposed to anything. And I didn't have a plan to move out anywhere.
Yeah.
Because being an Indian kid, you don't tend to look out unless and until your parents are very well focused on sending the person outside the country and spending shit amount of money. For me, I'm struggling to take loan even study in India. So obviously wasn't something that in my mind. But this opportunity, when I look at the salary figures and the opportunities and the country itself, I started researching about the country because I need to convince candidate.
Of course. Yeah.
So I need to study about the place.
Right.
So if I am calling you Vishal, there is an opportunity in Dubai. So I need to tell you what are there. I need to sell the opportunity.
Right.
So I started studying this. And it made my mind, it's interesting. There is good amount of money. There is good amount of opportunities, diversity. And it's a country who speak English as a common language.
And I guess back then when you were doing this, Dubai was definitely one of the destinations for Kerala.
Yes.
But rest of the country, when I'm talking about the other
Australia,
states,
US.
no, I'm talking about the other states in India.
Okay.
Dubai is not a preferred
Yes.
destination. It's either US or Australia or UK.
You're right, because there are.
So
I think
you
it's
have to
still
convince
it's
people
still,
to go to Dubai to work, right?
yes. It's still there in India. Like some part of the India is focused on Australia.
Yes.
Some part of the India is focused on Canada. Some is focused on Middle East.
Yeah.
So us come from Kerala. It's mostly focused on Middle East.
Yeah.
As Vishal said, it's a convincing factor for many candidates to go to Dubai. Climate.
Yeah.
One of the major factor, because most of the people who is in Bangalore is a very good climate.
Yeah.
Compromising on that area and moving to, so you will get people who is actually in need of money, like people like me during that stage. So those people will be doing anything to get money. I mean, it's okay for them to struggle and move out from family.
Yeah.
We are all people who is very attached to family.
Yeah.
We all get homesick when you move out from away from our family. But for me, it's not the case because from childhood I was away from my family for different things.
Yeah.
So when I got this position, I wasn't thinking about closing the position, to be honest, during that time. I was thinking about how I get a job there.
Right.
So this was my back of mind.
Yeah.
And I was doing this. It actually kept me sleepless for 2 days. Do I resign and try something? How people go there? Then I called my mom and asked, "Do we have anyone in Dubai just to, just as a guardian or just to, make myself know the city
So that you can at least enter
at
Dubai,
least
sponsor
enter
your
Dubai."
visa.
So you obviously, when you are going to a different country, you'll check your family.
Exactly.
Do
Yeah.
we have anyone in the country so that we can just connect them?
Yeah.
So luckily, my close cousin, the first cousin,
Right.
is settled here almost.
Of course, Arjun, you're from Kerala. Somebody from the family has to be in
That's
Dubai.
true.
Like somebody of my family has to be in US.
Yes.
So somebody of your family has to be in Dubai. Yeah.
True. Absolutely true. Not just one or two. There were many other, but close cousins
Yeah.
were here. And I told him, I spoke to him, I want to come to Dubai and get a job. And he's like, "You have a job in India, right? Why do you want to come over here and all?" I was like, "I want to move out and get more pay. I have this much loan and everything." And one day I decided to quit the job.
Yeah.
I decided to quit the job and I told my manager that I'm moving out. I want to get out, and because I have X amount of loan and I'm going to go for 2 years and come back. I don't have any job in hand. I'm going to go on a visit and search for a job. He was like, "I'll pay you X amount. I'll change your salary, but still Bangalore. You won't be able to pay this loan with that salary." And he has its cap also. He cannot increase it like.
Of course.
Then I quit the job. Before quitting the job, I made my connections through LinkedIn. I was always active on LinkedIn, not active in like write blogs or share things and all.
Yeah.
Always active on connecting people. So I made myself agreed that I'm going to connect at least 10 people in a day in LinkedIn. 10 connection requests. So in Dubai, I made connections of HR people who is in decisions making. And before coming to Dubai, I have 2 interviews pipelined. They said like, "We'll meet.
Yeah.
Come to office. We'll meet." So one was one of the real estate company, the Mac, but it was a great company, but I couldn't get through it.
Yeah.
And 3 months was my visa. Came here. And I was with my cousin, but I felt like I'm becoming a burden for the family because you yourself won't be feeling comfortable when he's staying with his family, kids, and you are coming as. So I wanted to move out. I told him, "If you're going, can you spend me something for staying? On a shared accommodations. I'll pay you back when I get a job and everything." I was like, oh, he was taking care of everything. Whenever I asked for money for metro, for car, taxis, I moved to a place called Dera. I think most of the Desi people who doesn't have enough money starts from Dera. Dera is one of the places that most of the people don't want to get in.
Yeah.
Because the people there, it's does not have anything in hand.
Yeah.
Like, most of the people does not have even money to eat.
Yeah, I think that's the reason they are there, because like they know that like money is not sufficient financially, they are not stable, but at least something that area supports is your own community.
Exactly. They find your own community.
You'll find the community from Pakistan, Nigeria, India. So they all support.
So at least that's there in that area.
They all support each other. And I don't know if you can imagine staying in a room where 8 people and the room size is just as your kitchen size, and you have bunk beds and you have washrooms and you have schedules. You have to clean X day to entire washroom rooms, and you have to cook, and so it'll be paired. So that's how most of the shared accommodation works in bachelor. So to be honest, it was a struggling period for me, but I wasn't hesitant to take that struggle.
Right.
Because I come from India, very comfortable family and everything, but coming here, it was like very struggling phase. I mean, you won't have like-minded people in your room. Some people will be very not hygiene. I mean,
Right,
I
right.
mean,
Yeah.
you can't complain about
Of course,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
So it's a shared
You
accommodation
have
end
to
of the
adjust.
day.
That's where your engineering skills come to.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's where the engineer, trying to cope up with the situation that you are in. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't demand everything every time. I mean, life is not fair in terms
Yeah.
of demanding everything that you. I think people learned everything during the COVID.
Yes.
One virus can stop you doing anything that you do. I mean, it's not about in your control. So I learned things from my childhood to adjust and adapt.
Yeah.
I can even sleep in rooms. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a person who will look for a bed or a mattress and otherwise I won't be able to get sleep. I can sleep anywhere. I mean, it's not like that. So I was able to survive there. I mean, I was happy to survive there.
Yeah.
It's a great experience. Even now, if I go back, I still be able to cope up and be with them and enjoy the
Yeah.
time. People might look from outside how struggling we are, but it wasn't. It was all about happy moments.
Yeah.
We joke about, we play,
Yeah.
we have fun, we cook. It wasn't a happy thing. It's just that we don't have enough money in hand.
Yeah.
That's the
Right,
only thing.
right, right.
Were you only with people from your community, or were you interacting with different communities as well?
To be honest, this imagine it's a flat with different rooms. One
Yeah.
of the room is filled with Pakistanis.
Okay.
Another room is filled with
Yeah.
Indians, my community. Another room was a couple. I mean,
Right.
you'll find everything in
Yeah.
the vibe. So it was good. I mean, it was like share during Ramadan.
Yeah.
These community from Pakistan give us
Yeah.
food and they invite us for iftar
Yeah.
and everything. It was great experience. It was, to be
Yeah.
honest, it was great experience. These people were from labor camps and all.
Mhm.
I mean, they are down to earth.
Yeah.
They'll do anything for you. They'll cook for you. They'll treat you respectfully.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling. I mean,
course.
I'm a person who always wanted to be with such people.
Yeah.
And I try to help them.
Yeah.
And I tried because I have a lot of contact. My car washing guy or
Yeah.
or my barber or anyone that I meet, even the plumber who comes
Yeah.
here. I have contacts in my WhatsApp. So whenever I see their statuses, I give them reactions. I
Of
give
course,
them
yeah.
very good bye. I was just giving them compliment,
Yeah.
They keep communicating. So it was a great experience in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I wasn't having a job. I was still getting money from my brother. And third month, I was like disappointed. I didn't have a job.
So you shifted
I
here.
shifted and I was
Oh,
looking
you
for a
shifted.
job. I was
Okay,
looking for a
okay.
job. I shifted through my brother. I was with him and I moved to a bed space. My friends, I connected many people. I even went to all the buildings and started giving
Yeah.
CVs.
Of
How
course,
you
yeah.
might be seeing in companies where people
Yes,
come
yes,
say,
yes, yes.
I did that.
Yeah.
It's a hopeless situation. You
Right.
try everything. Then there was this that time there was this thing called advertising through your newspaper.
Right.
You can create 4 lines of ad on. It's like a classified ad where you can publish yourself on the paper.
Oh, okay.
And you can have 4 lines, 200 dirhams or something was the cost.
Right.
It'll come in 2 days in a week. So you can pick the day which one you want. I don't know if it because of that I got 3 calls or it was just I applied many places through
Yeah.
online. But I got 2 calls.
Okay.
One was from JLT, one of the company recruitment agency, another from Business Bay next to the Burj Khalifa street.
Got it. Yeah.
So me being very fond of Burj Khalifa, anyone who comes from Dubai,
Yeah.
first thing they look is where is Burj Khalifa. After getting down from airport, where is Burj Khalifa? So even though JLT offer was slightly better in terms of financial, but I still chose to go with this
Okay.
just because of the location.
Yeah.
I went ahead. It was a recruitment agency again. I joined there.
Yeah.
I got the opportunity, and the first month it was rebuilding the team. He had a team. He asked me to rebuild the entire team, then get clients, then get recruit for clients.
Okay.
That's how it was. I need to build the team.
Was it a startup or would you
No,
say
he-
it was established? Yeah.
It's a big story. I don't want to get
Okay.
into that
Fair enough.
because his business is not about recruitment. He has some
Yeah.
other businesses.
Mm,
He's not coming from recruitment background. He just wanted to. He's such
Yeah, having
a,
different ventures.
Right. We
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
he's
Yeah.
such a dash person.
Yeah.
I can't even talk about.
Right.
Okay.
But the thing is, why I'm saying is,
Yeah.
when you build a team, you need to respect. At least the
Exactly.
human respect needs to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
But this guy didn't know how to run a company, didn't know how to treat people. Because of that, there was an existing team. The team has left 3 times.
Yeah.
The entire team.
Oof.
Like he started
Okay.
building a team, the team leaves.
Yeah.
And another iteration, they leave.
Yeah.
So the third was me. I
Mm.
mean, third or fourth was me and
Yeah.
building the team. And I understand that how painful it is to work in an environment where this guy is shadowing you in everything that you do.
Mm.
So if I'm sitting next to you as my colleague, and if I wanted to talk to you, I need to pick the extension and call you, and this guy will listen from inside.
Yeah.
So that
Wow.
kind of
Oof.
toxicity, I mean,
Yeah.
it was very
Get you.
toxic environment to work in. But still, I was surviving because this is not your focus. Your focus is back home. You have
Yeah.
something. You need to survive. You're not looking for comfort.
Yeah.
You need to adapt, adjust. But still, am I this much only? I can get better. I
Yeah.
can get better.
Yes.
This thought will be there, but you don't have anything.
Mm.
You're hopeless.
Of course.
But it was. Then I started repaying my brother the
Yeah.
amount that he spent
Nice.
on. I repaid, and I'm still thankful for that. If he's not there, I wouldn't be in
Yeah.
this position. I mean, everyone got some person in their life.
Of course.
They give you a hand
Mm.
to get into a better
Yeah.
stage. So
True.
you
True.
can't forget that
Of
people.
course.
Right.